We will be fine, so come on.
Come on.
Ooh, come on.
Come on.
You know what I realized? I didn't share the song with us, so you guys couldn't hear it.
No, you didn't.
No, this is terrible.
You done that on purpose?
This is a bad day.
Conspiracy.
I apologize.
Attacking.
I apologize. It doesn't matter anyway, because if you didn't hear it, nobody else did as well. Well, apart from when it came in, of course. Anyway, how's everyone doing, guys? Welcome to Family Affair, the podcast where we just go on cussing.
If this was a show where we could just swear randomly, that's what I'd be doing tonight.
Okay.
Right. Wait. So today we're going to share. Wait, I'm going to share this because today I guess we're starting here. You see the picture? If I'm ever asked to produce an ID card, then I will take that card out of my wallet and physically eat it. This is what your Prime Minister said today.
What did
This is what he said in the past, sorry. And now he's saying basically you guys are going to you might have to have an ID card, but only after everyone's been offered the test, of course.
An ID card? What do you mean an ID card for what?
A vaccine card.
We can piss off. I mean, go away.
That's what I meant about swearing randomly.
Yeah.
You know,
What kind of joke is this?
I don't know.
In a way, I'm looking forward to this only because I want to see how many sheep are really going to now run and take that vaccine, even when they don't want it, just because they think they're going to travel.
It's actually weird.
I really want to see how many people, because to me, I would have thought that humans together would have thought naturally rebel, because you're taking away our civil liberties, you're taking away our rights, telling us we've got to have some chemicals injected into us so we can go into restaurants or we can fly to another country. I don't understand how the humans are just so desperate now, they're going to run and just do it just for the sake of it. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
The funniest one is that people are like, yeah, well, at least I get to travel again. You know, even people who've never traveled or don't ever travel, at least I get to travel again. You never traveled in the first place.
Well, the thing is, when was that actually confirmed? Because I'm like travesty in the sense of like, we'd like to travel.
What's
you would know this, like, who's confirmed it? They haven't said no rules or nothing.
What's happening is, I've said this on Facebook when they've been talking about it. It's not the government who was doing it in the first place. What it was is the media set it out that, we'll have to have vaccines to travel, we'll have to... And then the people on top bought into it. So what does the government do? We might as well play on this. And that's how it's come about.
Yeah.
A little bit of fabrication there.
Come about.
They filter it out, innit? Actually, I think it's the government who say, look, media, let's see what the reaction is. Let's see if they'll buy it. But you know what? I'm convinced that no one's gonna look. I know that when you go into a shop today, everyone doesn't even care. You know, they're supposed to, like, at the moment in Germany, it's basically click and collect. So you have to make an appointment to go. But like, obviously, my job is around going to different shops, and I asked the people, so how is it? And they're like, we just let people in anyway. We don't care. So I can imagine when the vaccine ID comes. The only place that might actually enforce it is airports, where it's probably strictly controlled. But I can't imagine it ever happening in shops. Because look, people like me and you are working there, and we're like, we're not doing that, man. You can't pay me enough to do that, security guard, man.
I agree with the Stalio, yeah.
Unfortunately, as well, sorry for cutting you there.
Okay.
I've been told that from a reliable source that it is now mandatory that key workers have the vaccine. So you better find out.
Wait, who told you this, man?
That's true. No, that is true.
An avid listener to the daily updates of COVID.
Yeah, so, I know, that's true.
Put in, you're up, man. You're up.
Oh, man, I've already been offered last week. I was like, is it optional? That's my response. Is it optional? I'm like, yeah. I went, okay, and then walk off. That's what I do every time. Every single time. With a big smile on my face. Okay. And then I walk off.
It won't be optional soon, though.
Yeah, it won't be.
They'll hold you down, restraints. Like, take this. Kill you. We'll kill you. The thing is, let's be honest, though, man. I mean, how bad is it really? Because you got like poor countries who ain't getting even a sniff about vaccine, and they're crying to get one. So it can't be.
I was going to say, study I heard today on another reliable source, e.g., 5 Live, and they
You're not
said
supposed to
that.
be advertising them. They don't pay us to advertise them.
Well, I'm not advocates. I'm just saying I listen to other podcasts. I'm not biased, but they were saying that obviously everybody's wanting to get the vaccine, and then they've put a ban on the travelling. But I think this was the government's ploy in the first place, just to try and get us into a space that we were so desperate to get out, we're willing to do anything to be free. And then when you're doing as they ask, they suddenly pull the rug from under you and go, oh, by the way, you can't do what you think you was going to be able to do just because you've followed the rules. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jeez. So I don't know where we're going to go with this, but just like my dad said, with everybody following like sheep and nobody standing up for their liberties or their human rights, because
no human rights in England.
There's none. They've been taken away.
There's no constitution. I didn't realize that England has no constitution. Like, for example, I've just got my German citizenship, so now I'm officially a citizen of Germany. And I got when I passed my tests and got my certificate, I actually got a constitutional book which tells me all the rules and laws in Germany. And I was like, that made me think, actually, I've never got one of those in England.
You wouldn't, because when you're born here, you won't.
Yeah, but everybody should have one.
They should, but you should know the rules if that's your country.
No, the thing is, with England, you don't have it because the Queen actually rules the country, and what she says goes. So if the Queen says to you guys, everybody in England tomorrow who's a citizen, including me, but now because I'm dual, I can ask for the protection from the Germans as a republic. If the Queen was to say to you guys tomorrow, okay, you're all my slaves, you work for me, everyone would have to do it as a British.
What would you do,
No, we wouldn't. No, we
would
wouldn't.
do?
Well, because you got no protection, you got no constitution.
No.
There's no human right. There's actually no human rights in England. Okay, everyone talks about it, but there's no official human rights book that tells you, okay, you can do this, you can't do this. And listen, okay, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I searched and I didn't find anything. So maybe somebody can.
I think it's because that's why when we left for Brexit, most of our laws do come from the European Union.
Yeah.
So that's what, obviously, England thought, oh, I've had enough of this. You know what I mean? We haven't probably got no constitution in England. So why are we taking rules and regulations from Europe when we ain't got any real rules of our own? Mm-hmm. So I think probably that's another reason why Brexit was so rushed through. Yep. You know what I mean? And it's suddenly gone quiet now over the past year. Nobody's mentioned Brexit at all.
Because COVID. Mm. So let me figure it out. Okay, so you've got no one's going on holidays until when? After July? No, after June. Or is it?
I would have thought it was going to be anyway. I don't know why people thought it was going to go in April.
I don't know.
Just like we know that they're not going to come out of lockdown in June.
Oh no, I doubt it.
Because as you can see.
Actually, I'm optimistic, man. I think you guys if you listen to your numbers, you guys have got 50 or 60% of people vaccinated. So technically, you guys are closer to the end of the tunnel than we are. For example, we've only got 8% of the people vaccinated, and we're actually fighting over vaccines at the moment because we don't have an official one.
Yeah.
They don't take the AstraZeneca. We don't have the BioNTech, although it's manufactured in Germany. That's sold to somebody else.
Yeah.
We have nothing here, so...
No, that's how it goes. The poor places actually make these vaccines.
Are you calling Germany a poor place?
No,
they'd be more cautious with it, I guess.
No, it's not that. Obviously, that's a smart way. Germans all through let somebody else test it.
Yeah.
But the poorer countries are actually creating these vaccines, but they can't afford to actually use it themselves.
Yeah, so they sell it to everybody else.
Yeah, because obviously America and England. No, because America and England got more money. So they don't
have more money.
I'm saying travesty. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because at the end of the day, the fact that they're saying, there's a third wave coming and we may go back in lockdown, that just tells me that maybe the vaccines ain't as workable as they're making out.
We know this already.
Lockdown's also not workable, like they said. But
no, it isn't.
Selling it.
Lockdowns don't work.
Lockdowns don't work. Vaccines don't work. In fact, you know what? Nothing works.
No, just getting on with life is going to work. Just like during the war, you have to get on with your life. You can't keep holding people up like this and saying, I'll do this and it's going to work. It's not going to work. We've proven in a year that it's not really going to work.
Yeah.
The figures are only going down, really, because obviously many of the sheep are running to go and get the vaccine. So
no, that doesn't mean that's why the figures are going down, because there's no proof that the vaccine's actually working. We need to put that out there first, because there's no government said the vaccines actually work. Else you wouldn't, for starters, have to take 2 in a row. You know, but, so that's not the reason it's going. The reason it's going down is because it wasn't there as bad as it was in the first place.
Yeah, most time could be that.
Okay, so you got so you've extended your law, the COVID law, which is obviously till conveniently 6 months. That's exactly until we get to next winter, when they'll be telling us all to go back in. By the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they'll play the in and out game until it gets cold, and then they'll be like, "No, sorry, the flu's come back. We gotta go back inside." Yeah.
No COVID again. Come on.
I said 5 years. I said 5 years from the start. We're gonna be in this for a good 5 years.
Yeah, more time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
As I say, it's a new world order, isn't it? So what do we expect?
True. I'm with you, Medea. This is a way they just wanted to reset how we run our lives, and this is the way they've done it. Yeah, the only way to do it, to be fair.
I think they want to get rid of like the nightlife and stuff first. I think that's the first thing to go. Nightlife, so people going out clubbing and drinking and stuff like this. Because I was thinking actually that's a positive for someone like me who doesn't drink alcohol. I think it's a good thing that people are being encouraged not to drink alcohol, because I think that industry should go anyway. I think think
you've misunderstood there, because
the rich love drinking.
People will go to the supermarkets and buy their drink.
There's no drinking anyway.
Yeah, don't get that twisted. Don't stop them. It's actually their sales for the alcohol has gone up.
It's gone up.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
And remember, you got more people on as alcoholic addiction now, returning to drugs because they've got nothing to do. You know what I mean? So
gambling's gone up as well. Have you heard the advertisement for gamblers? I was thinking gambling. It's gone up.
I heard that too.
Yeah, because you can't go to the bookies, so everybody's going to be on their phone.
They found a new way to do gambling. I heard about that too. That was over the thing.
All right, okay. So
let's see. Let's go to our next picture. Oh man, this chick here, man. Yo, I posted this the other day because this was something that was trending. This woman, one of the Kardashians. Her plastic surgeon, who helps her look good, got into a bad accident or something happened to him, and he needed $6,000 for an operation.
No, 60.
Oh, 60 grand, sorry. 60 grand. So this woman's like, this Kylie Jenner is like, yeah, can come off. She donates $5,000. God bless her soul. Let's be honest, she donated something. And ask the fans to donate the other $55,000.
I think so too.
What? Yo, dude, you don't agree? No, you can never agree with that. When this girl's a billionaire, don't.
So
please.
I've done my part. How much is enough?
Yo,
should I just pick up the whole bill?
First of all, he makes it look good.
Exactly.
He's doing a lot for her.
You know what? From that person goes, I'll get a new person.
Nah,
man, you know, like at work, always never think you're that valuable. Never ever, because there's always somebody else who can do the same job.
Yeah, but look. She buys her daughter 15,000 bags.
That's her daughter.
Two
different
50,000 bags.
That's her blood. But that's her blood. That's her blood. That come from her.
I think it's
gotta be from somebody else's child. Who, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he works for her. But you know, because if I was all right, then put it into this perspective. You've got a normal job. Do you think they're gonna pay you to have this operation? No. You may have benefits that might cover you, but you still might not be covered. And it's not your job's obligation to fix you.
I think if you've got $50,000 a year, I can understand your argument. When you're a billionaire making about $600,000 a day, yo, 60. What are you sleeping? 60 grand is peanuts. I can't. No, I can't understand it.
But look, these companies we work for make that money all the time. Doesn't mean they're going to look after their support their sick workers by giving them their pay they earn. But they're not going to find 50 odd grand to give you. Believe me, you will die. You will die. At any job, they will let you die because it's not their responsibility.
But at the end of the day, I'm looking at it from a different perspective. This woman has become famous for something that's not even worth it, number one. The person who's keeping her looking good, she should really be grateful to him. And yes, I do understand there's other surgeons and whatnot, but she's earning enough money to 60 grand to her would be like giving away a tenner.
But you know
It's
what?
nothing.
I understand.
Where you're coming from, but she didn't earn that money the way you think. To me, I don't respect her because she didn't earn it like you, for instance, or like Pudding or like Ostalio. She earned it from being some, I don't know,
good.
in a family and looking good, what she's had to enhance. You know what I mean? It's not to me. I'm sorry. She should have given it him.
Then look at it like this. All right, then. This month, your hairstylist is dying. Next month, your hairdresser needs a leg. The next month, somebody else needs something. Before you know
poor for 1 month.
Yeah, but
you're poor for 1 month.
But you know what? But before you know it, you're the new NHS because everybody who works for you on your payroll wants a bit of money because they're getting sick.
The thing is, her fans are probably giving her they're like buying her clothes. Remember, most people who buy these designer clothes that these Kylie Jenner bring out are poor people. Yeah. People don't even have money. True. Her fans, who she's asking money for, are poor people.
But remember,
she's a billionaire.
Rich people ain't going to be her fans.
Yeah, but she's a billionaire, but she won't always be famous.
But
she'll always have money. She'll always have money. A billionaire will always have money.
She's good, man. Trust me, she's good to go. For her, there's no. I could understand if it was you, Travesty. I'd be like, nah, you know what? You know that's your existence. But for her, it's nothing. Meeting, man. Ends on meeting. Good. Trust me. Yeah.
And at the end of
look at that card. Is that card in the picture?
Exactly. The way I see it is, you're giving for a good cause. You're giving for a good cause. I can understand it. For somebody who maybe need a leg, they can just have a how do you pronounce it? Prosthetic. Yeah. They can just have one of them. That's an example. But this man needs brain surgery. That's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
I think she should have given it him. Yeah, she should have given it him.
But wait there, and don't you in America you have health insurance? They cover that shit anyway.
You have health insurance in America, man. Yo, this country.
If you work for Kylie Jenner, you must have you should be getting good wages enough to have some medical insurance.
Yeah, but maybe you need a brain surgeon. I think it's different.
No, probably,
isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Probably that's why.
Special. Yeah, probably need a special.
Or not to be on the waiting list.
Yeah. You probably need private health. I don't know. You got this. I think it's called Obamacare or whatever it's called, Medicare or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
you have something over this. Yeah. You got something over this where the rich people can sort of go straight to the front. And if you're working for a billionaire, you know, I wouldn't even call her self-made. She made money from her dad, the one who was a dude and then turned into a chick. And then she got Kardashian's sisters, whatever her name is, Kim.
Isn't she the one who's with Travis Scott?
Was
you know my right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so she's getting money from him too.
With him.
Yeah, they got she's got kids. So she's married.
His daughter there.
Yeah.
Then they got Fingy's money from what's his name in the family. Yo, the family could have got together and given 60 grand, man. It would have been nothing to them.
It would be nothing.
Kanye West or whatever, man. Anyway, sack that.
Again, divorced the night, so.
Yeah, sack that chick. Anyway, what was I gonna say to go into this talking about pretty? Look at this.
What kind of joke is this?
Who is this chick? Swawiti. Swawiti. Can you see the picture? He says
she used to be with one of the Migos brothers. So you know Cardi B's with Offset.
Sweetie.
Yeah.
Is that Jamaican Indian looking girl?
Yeah.
That song. Oh, I forgot what the song goes.
We're not going to get it from that.
You better ask your daughter.
What is that?
You need to ask your daughter to message you right now and tell you what it is.
No, Travis, no.
I'm just trying to make sure we don't infringe copyright laws, people.
What copyright laws? On Facebook?
Rat-tat-tat-tat.
Rat-tat-tat. What? Rat-tat-tat.
Anyway,
so pretty privilege.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Sincere.
Sincere.
No.
Oh, it's Sincere.
That one.
Fancy.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Bless.
That's
Is
it.
that one?
Yeah.
It is my type. No.
Yo, wait. Yo,
I'm putting two songs together now. Oh god. Thanks a lot. You have
stop messing up the show, man. Yo.
You get me?
Okay. All our listeners are leaving.
I know the sound, but bringing it out is wrong.
Yeah. Wait. Okay.
You get me? I'm going to be leaving in a minute.
I know, yeah. I won't act like there isn't a certain type of power that comes with people admiring your face and pretty privilege. I know women who benefited from this a long time ago. AKA Medea, pretty privileged. but
I admit it, I did.
Yeah.
And I know someone's going to call me a beg any minute now. I'm going to get a message saying beg. It is actually, it is true. There is such thing as a pretty privilege. There is.
I agree. Because there's some women who plan it so much that they got man them going nuts. Get me? Turning full. You get me?
It opens doors for you as well.
You got to play the damsel. If you're willing to play the damsel in the right scene, you'll get far in life.
I hate that, man.
Not even that though. I had one friend. She was with somebody, but she had this one guy who would be literally round the corner, pick her up, take her to the ice cream shop, and bring her back home.
There you go.
She wouldn't have to do anything just because he was besotted with her.
Yeah, there's some idiots like that out there. Get me? We've all one time or another been an idiot.
Yeah, that's true, actually,
and been besotted by somebody who thinks out of our league and show a little bit of gratitude or a bit of an attention, and you're on it until obviously you rub the poo from your eyes and you realise you're being used. You get me? One of them ones. But there's always somebody who's pretty. It's always an attractive person. It's rare you're going to get somebody who's not very attractive trying to finesse you, as they call it in these days.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Oh, well,
I remember the one occasion when, this is many moons ago, and Al Stalio took the mick out of me for a long time when I told him the story. I was in a nightclub. And this guy, who was not nice looking, but he was oozing with confidence.
Yeah.
He came up to me and said, would I go out with him?
Yeah,
and I said no. And he turned around and said, "You're lost."
You're lost. Yeah.
Oh, check there you are. Actually, you're lost.
Yeah, because you like a business. So that throws your argument out the window. That people who are not so attractive, of course, they're just they've got the ugly privilege too.
Yeah, the thing is,
gonna be your loss.
You may see him now drive past you on a Bentley and be like, "Oh no!"
But guess what? That's not necessarily true, because it wasn't my loss, because you're only a loss if you want somebody because of material or money. I wasn't that type of woman, so it wouldn't have worked with me.
Wait.
It wasn't my loss.
Wait. You didn't even know the guy. You didn't even know the guy. You based on the fact that he doesn't look that good.
No.
You would have got to know him. He might be the nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah, that's true.
The first thing,
so your loss.
One is you have to be attracted to them. I was not attracted to him whatsoever. I don't care if he was a businessman. He's not the first businessman to have asked me out, and I've said no, because most of the businessmen that asked me out, they were not someone I would actually look at.
What's your loss?
I'm sorry, it's not my loss. I wouldn't go out with someone because I've got money. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
And that's on period.
Period. I'm not doing it. I don't trust it. I'm not doing it.
You get me? So,
I don't agree, but yes, okay. But anyway, this girl, she looks all right, man. I don't know. I'll give her a pass.
I'll give her a pass.
Okay, Black History lessons to be made mandatory in Welsh schools. I think
fantastic.
Did you put this in there?
No, I didn't. But
me.
I'd like to say something about this. When I saw this, I don't think it should be mandatory if it's not going to be taught correctly. Like, are we just going to hear about slavery all our life? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, we need the
I
true,
doubt it.
authentic
No,
truth.
because
Oh, sorry.
You know.
Right.
to be fair, I don't think it's going to be about slavery because remember, that was the original teachings, what we got. So now they've got to teach people about which part Black people played in history other than slavery.
How
The,
they,
the
I know
inventors,
what
the people who
one will
fought
be.
in the wars, stuff like that.
It's going to
Rosa
be black
Parks.
people. No, it's going to be how black people got shot. And now that Black Lives Matter, that's going to be the new history.
Well, it's not quite history yet, is it? Because that's still an ongoing issue at the moment. So that's not quite
current.
history.
That's current affairs.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry for cutting you just for a moment. I just got to say, Allah Allah to my beautiful great grandson who's just said it when hearing the podcast.
well, to your beautiful great grandson, who sounds just like your son with that husky old voice trying to put it on back in the day, the loudest son you ever had.
Yeah,
Me?
That's what I'm trying to. Oh, hello, Stalio.
Yo, actually saying that someone I don't know someone actually commented on one of the videos the other day because I got extremely thick skin. I don't care, but they said what a horrible accent. I don't know if they were talking to me or about me or my guest, but I just wrote to them. I said, you know, the one thing about Britain, it has so many different diverse accents. You're not gonna like all of them. Simple.
Yeah.
That's the quickest way to nullify somebody when you blast them with intelligence. And
yeah, it's true, because they've got nothing to come back with, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've got nothing. No. But
Especially when I think to England is London, that's it.
It's not even, what's it called? What do you call it? Received English, isn't it?
Believe me, everybody thinks that everybody from England is from London.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and
we all obviously obviously we all sound the same then. We have to be. Outside of England, we must all sound the same.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I like the northern accents anyway more than anything.
Yeah.
Has anyone else got any more topics to talk about? I don't know.
What do you mean you hadn't finished talking about the
Black history lessons?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then carry on then. Sorry,
I was just thinking that, just really and truly, if they're gonna bring it in to schools generally, they need to come correct. You know, it can be quite frustrating to just be the only Black person in the class and they're all slaves, you know, slaves, and everyone's just looking at you. It needs to be more than just that. I don't remember being in a Black history lesson and not being taught about slaves. It was always slaves. That's all I remember.
Actually,
I don't know
you know what? Sorry to butt in on that. Actually, I think it would make sense to start getting Black people to teach Black history lessons and not get Europeans to do it. I'm sorry. I think it's an insult.
It's an insult.
If you get like a European English guy who's probably got no connection to Black history, no passion for it or anything. I'm not saying all who wouldn't have passion for it, because there is some Black or white people who know more history than Black people, you know, Black history than Black people. But I'm just saying that in general, you want to get the people who can identify with that history to teach it. And then another thing is, do you teach Black history to white kids?
I think it's just all history, isn't it? Because history belongs to all of us, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, of course it will be everything. Because Wales, come on, Wales. Look at the demographics of Wales. So they obviously are teaching it to Welsh children. Can't say British because they're not British; they're Welsh, and they
are British.
No, but wait,
they don't like to be called British.
They do not. Welsh people are Welsh people, and British are English, and Scottish are Scottish, and Irish are Irish. They like you to identify with them, just like all Blacks don't want to be known as Africans.
Yes, it's the same.
Know what I mean? Because we're not. Some of us are Caribbeans, even though we are of Africans and probably original African descent, but we don't know that unless it's proven, because not all of us are descend from Africans. Some of us have come from Europeans who slept with the Africans and have come from being white. But that's another topic and another day. But I think everybody, because history is all about history. In every part of the country, lots of different nationalities have had contact during different times of the century and obviously historical events. So why not include everybody how they should be included? And it's about time And I'm so grateful that Welsh has decided to do it first, even though they're only a small part of the UK. It's good that they're taking the reins and, you know what I mean, leading the way to changing in the educational system within our schools, which is so outdated now. Everything needs overhauling, not only with the government taking our liberties. Why don't they change how we teach our kids in school? It's about time they learned proper skills, not foolishness that once you leave school, you never really use again. Probably you'll use times table, subtraction, algebra, depending on what career you go into. But majority of the lessons, unless you go into universities to become like a degree graduate or a master's, it's something you won't use again.
I agree with you, Travesty. I think they should replace proper history they should replace religion with proper history, because religion is something that shouldn't really be in schools, in my opinion. That should be in your home life.
I agree with that. That should be in your home life.
I think, it should be in your home life. You know, I think they should definitely teach history, and they should make it a point of teaching everybody all over the world history, and not just keep pumping up how the Western world have created this and created that. Pump up whoever else has created things, the positive side, not always the negative.
Yeah.
You know, and
stop learning about wars.
Yeah.
So if we don't learn about wars, we can stop having them. You know what I mean? To stop teaching us that there was wars.
Yeah.
So,
you know, that should go out as well. We shouldn't have to keep living on 100 years ago when wars were popular. You know, those things need to go. You know, I think that should be, if you want to read about wars or whatever, go online. It shouldn't be something that's in class in the curriculum.
I think we need to be more, our directions need to be more towards the environment now. And try to make that last. I think that's I think that's the most important thing at the moment to all humans. Not necessarily, I'm not saying that COVID isn't important, but it's not as important as looking after what we need to live on. The planet. If the planet goes, it doesn't matter if we've got COVID, because we won't be able to live anyway.
Exactly.
They're seeing to that anyway, man. They're gonna make sure this planet blows up, man. Trust me.
They're gonna ruin it anyway. But before we go away, I want to go back to the vaccine passport thing.
Okay.
Now, if that does really become mandatory and come into play, that means that immigration, people who want to emigrate or immigrate, what happens to those people?
Somebody covered that today, saying that, Madar. They were saying that they weren't really gonna be looking seriously at obviously this vaccine passport, because until everybody's been able to get it, then that would be could form part of a discrimination case.
Yeah.
So they're not. So they're not really going to go along them lines as such, because you know what I mean. Poorer people and obviously people under 40 who yet have not been allowed to have the vaccines. Probably some people have if you've got underlying issues, but the normal health.
I got a call today for my
you're not.
daughter.
Wait there, my daughter. Oh well, yeah, but she's vulnerable and got underlying conditions. But I'm talking about the fit and healthy 40-year-olds won't be getting a call until at least June, July of this year. So if they're gonna say, "Oh, you got to have a passport to go on holiday," and many of the young people, it's usually the under 40s who are going on holiday, and nobody's going anywhere because they haven't been vaccinated. So they're waiting for everybody to have the vaccination before they can start trying to get, obviously, the last few dregs to have the vaccine by using this, but they can't use it yet.
So we've got some time to escape, yes, Alstalio.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got time to escape.
Right. You know what I mean? You can breathe easy for a couple more months.
I think it's going to take a little while before they bring that in, you know.
I think it's going to take a lot of work because
I think it's all over the place.
There's people who can't have it for whatever reason. You know, there's going to be people who can't have it. And if they want to go abroad, are they going to be held back because of this?
No, you know what? It's going to be like
on the passport.
I was going to say it's going to be too hard to manage and sort of police, because just like having a driving license, not everybody's got one, but not everybody doesn't drive because they haven't got one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and on top of that, they've got to look at the economical side too, because it will take a dive, because there's going to be those people who are adamant they're not taking it, who used to travel a lot, who won't take it regardless.
Yeah.
You know, so they've got to look at the economy side. If it's going to cause too much catastrophe when it comes to monies, they'll have to rethink.
Definitely.
So, yeah. You know, but yeah.
Well, I ain't traveling if there's a thingy passport. I'm just going to try it. Actually, then again, there's countries that are not going to, like, bring in a passport. They're going to say, we don't care about that stuff. Like, I know Brazil are not going to do it because they're just really against it at the moment. So I'm still safe.
Turkey's not going to do it.
I'm still safe. I'm going to still get away.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry. You go where you've got to go. Simple as.
The thing is, do I need a passport to get out of the country, though?
Yeah. You know what it is? Didn't you notice how they locked down Dubai? Well, they didn't. Dubai didn't lock down, but they made sure that nobody from England could go, even though before you could. That's how they get you. So, like just Stadio just says that some countries say, "Oh, forget this. I'm against it anyway. You can do what you're doing. We're not going to put you on the list." But then it'll be your country you're traveling from that will stop you.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll get peed off because you'll have no rights and you won't be able to leave.
We'll see how this plans out, because what's happening is when you hype over it, as you say, the government, they are listening to what the people are saying, and people are buying into this BS of, we better have a vaccine else we can't travel. That's why they can do it, because the statement you've just made, travesty, they'll jump on that and say, well, look, that's the way we'll go, you know, and this is how they're going to do it. It's a shame. It's a shame that people ain't woke enough to see that's how they're going to do it, because not you, Travesty, personally, a lot of people are buying into this BS, as I said, and think, I've got to get vaccinated so I can travel.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't write off the people, though. I don't think they're going to give in that easy. I think I wouldn't write them off yet.
I hope I don't have to write them off.
I think we'll be all right. You're going to see the birth of a lion, I think, with all this stuff. So
I hope so. I hope people will start fighting. Not fighting physically, but fighting for their rights.
No, I think so too. All right. All right. You can sing now. No, you can't sing just yet. Let's go around the table as usual. We'll start with pudding today, because we always start with pudding.
No, we don't.
No. This is probably the first time you started with me.
Right.
Well, I just want to say thank you to all the loyal listeners out there. It makes me feel good. We've got people listening and stuff. That's all I've got to say. And stay safe and try and remain happy, guys. I know it's tough, but we'll get through somehow, one way or another, innit?
Medea?
All I've got to say is stop buying into the bull S. Start waking up and researching. Stop just assuming out there, because we can win. If we stand strong, we can win. We can't have the government ruling us forever the way they are.
Right. And Travesty?
Well, we've got to try and stay strong. Unity. Just like Pudding and my dad said, we're going to get through this. And hopefully on the other side we'll be stronger. And then nothing like this can ever beat us again. Not in our lifetime anyway.
That's it, I agree.
And I'll just say, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye.
If that's what we intend.